educational activities for kids. Hey there, welcome back to our channel. Today, we have an exciting topic for all the parents and caregivers out there. Learning activities may happen anywhere, not just in schools. When your child is at home, you serve as their teacher. But everything doesn't have to sound like a textbook lecture. Your children may become more interested in learning new things if you offer the educational activities as enjoyable ones. Try some of these fun educational learning activities. So, let's dive right in. 1. Learn the fundamentals of phonics. The ability to read is one of the most incredible gifts you can give your child. When kids understand the basics of phonics, the idea that different letters make particular sounds, they will be better able to spell and read. In order to learn phonics in a fun way rather than as a dry lesson, try engaging in some fun learning activities. To bring their phonics lessons to life, kids may use a digital camera, play games, hunt for letters, build alphabet books, and more. A teacher or parent may play a letter sound game with the youngster, who then needs to discover the correct letter. The child would receive points for each accurate response. 2. Learn to write. Writing is a skill that your kids will use all their life. Give kids writing skills that go beyond just a pencil and piece of paper. To help children learn new alphabets, make them connect the dots. Use shaving cream or Play-Doh to make letters. They'll enjoy it. If you have small kids, help them learn the alphabet and the different sounds the letters make. 3. Learn to count. Reciting numbers in the right order is just the start of teaching your child to count, despite how simple it may appear. Play a game where the objects they are counting may really be touched. For instance, you might offer your kids some candies to count and let them maintain the total. They would enjoy and benefit from doing this. 4. Play educational games such as scavenger hunts. Play games that keep kids moving while educating them on a variety of subjects to help them apply what they've learned. Start by teaching toddlers how to play a straightforward game of number scavenger hunt, which teaches them about farm animals, numbers, colors, and shapes. The game has to be changed such that it instructs school-age children on anatomy, global government, a foreign language, and history. Along with matching colors or numbers, the game would require kids to find hints that include information that helps them come to their own conclusion. A kid may, for instance, have a card with the number 7 on it. The game would require her to locate the card with the word 7 on it. 5. Identify colors. The study of colors is interesting to young children. With a bag of colorful pom-poms, you may start them on a path towards color recognition, counting, and beginning sorting, which also develops their gross motor abilities. You are supporting them in the growth of their fine motor skills by letting them pick up the little objects. 6. Alphabet hunting. Ask your child whether they would want to play the role of a letter detective, and they will likely say yes. On the left side of the huge sheet of paper, instruct your kid to write each letter of the alphabet in a separate column. After the letters are written, a detective-like search for them is required. Give your kid Detective the magazine and instruct them to look for a photo of the suspect that begins with each letter of the alphabet. For example, an accountant's picture will work for A, and a book will work for B. Cut out the pictures and have your child attach them next to the letter. Play the game until each letter has a picture. Your children will practice writing and spelling while thoroughly learning the alphabet. 7. The 5 senses learning activity. Your child will get an understanding of the 5 senses through this activity. When a bell rings and when food is presented, they may pick which sense they want to use. Give this worksheet to your kid and have them check and record the senses they associate with each thing. Give them pencils once they've made a decision so they may draw the lines connecting their senses to their associated object. To further educate your kid about the 5 senses, you may create your own worksheets or a verbal quiz challenge. Your child will employ their critical thinking abilities to choose which object will stimulate which of their 5 senses. 8. Make a weather calendar. Little children are always excited about the weather. Do this activity, and you may soon have your meteorologist. To begin, use a blank calendar. Have your child fill in the boxes with the numbers of the month after writing the name of the month at the top. Ensure that the boxes have enough room to accommodate a tiny picture. Keep the in plain sight of your kid. Choose a moment when you and your child can talk about the weather. Ask them to look out the window and determine if it is bright, rainy, snowy, overcast, or partly cloudy. Now, in those boxes, sketch an image of the weather to note it. For example, a sun represents a sunny day, a cloud with raindrops represents a wet day, and so on. Make your kid count the days in the month that experienced each sort of weather at the conclusion of the month. As they become used to this, your child will be able to compare the weather in 2 months and make some forecasts for the months to come. Your child will learn about the days, weeks, months, seasons, weather, and calendars. They will also learn how to organize data. 9. Plant a garden. Gardening entails more than just planting a seed and waiting for it to grow. Science, nutrition, and patience skills might be taught in a dirt patch in your garden. gardening is a great way for preschoolers to learn about the growth of plants. Additionally, it's an easy way to inform children about nutrition and encourage them to eat the vegetables they've grown. Students may grow plants, discover the scientific name of a plant, and keep a gardening journal. 10. Explore the cultures around the world. Put the book down. By utilizing a little creativity, you may teach your kid about different cultures in a way that will make learning fun and deepen their awareness of other people's traditions and lifestyles. They will never view the world from the same perspective. Charts can be created by them as a fun pastime. For instance, creating a colorful vision board featuring the culture of a certain nation and adding photographs, music, drawings, and other materials to make it fun and fascinating would be a great exercise to teach your child about the many cultures of the globe. To make it more unique, suggest the nation they ought to travel to. 11. Photosynthesis Activity. Through this simple learning activity, you may explain the process of photosynthesis to your kid. Pick a houseplant with your child, then assist them in shredding some aluminum foil. Paper clips should be used to attach the foil pieces as you wrap them around certain plant leaves. Keep the plant in a bright area. Have your child remove the foils and look at the leaves after 4 to 5 days. When compared to leaves that were exposed to sunshine, the leaves wrapped in foil seem different. Explain to your youngster the mechanism of photosynthesis to explain why the shift took place. Children's environmental awareness will grow as a result of this practice. They will gain knowledge of photosynthesis, the value of sunshine, and plant development. 12. Learn simple math. Due to the fact that math is present everywhere, it makes it an engaging subject to teach. You can count the quantity of chocolates on a dish or the number of people standing in a queue. By playing I Spy and hunting for digits, your small child may start learning to count and recognize numbers at a young age. Simply say I spy, followed by any number, and the kid must locate that number anywhere around to complete the game. Learning numbers in this method would be enjoyable. 13. Geography Activity. Can your kid read a map? If not, use this exercise to instruct that skill. Your youngster should describe the path they travel to go to school. Can they identify each street turn they make? Are the street names still fresh in their minds? Ask them to draw a square from your house to school and back after providing them with paper and pencil. Ask them to include the street. Help them now by carefully adding each turn on the remaining portion of the route plan. Your child has to start naming the streets. You may nudge them to include residences and structures to give it a more distinctive appearance. As soon as they master this activity, reinforce with more maps. Your child will pick up map reading skills and route knowledge. It's an excellent activity for developing directional awareness as well. 14. History Activity. Kids can learn something new and intriguing by playing this game. Help your child choose a statement that motivates them and base a piece of art on it with this project. Ask your kid to look for some well-known sayings from well-known historical figures on the internet. Let them record the quotations. Ask them what they believe the quote to mean and what the speaker was attempting to say. Ask them to describe any pictures that immediately spring to mind after hearing the phrase. Instruct your child to write their favorite quotation on the board's center. They can either directly illustrate anything they can relate the statement with or create a collage using cutouts from magazines to visually portray the quote. Kids will learn about society, the status quo, important figures, and their quotes, as well as build cultural awareness and computer ability. They will have a solid foundation in social studies and history. 15. Calculator Hopscotch. Hopscotch is a game that everyone can play, but by including math in the mix, you can advance this age-old playground game. With chalk, create a hopscotch design similar to the one in the illustration. Make sure the calculator buttons can accommodate your feet. The first player throws the rock onto the calculator to continue the game, to create the number they have landed on. That youngster will then need to jump into an equation. For example, if it lands on number 5, then have your child hop onto the equation that would make 5.1 plus 4 equals 5, 7 minus 2 equals 5, and so on. Players land on odd numerals and zeros with one-footed hops and even numbers and symbols with two-footed hops. The turn of a player doesn't end unless she commits an error, such walking on a line or hopping on a wrong equation. The winners are the players who advance on the calculator without making any blunders. To teach extra addition and subtraction facts, try adding more numbers to your hopscotch grid. Be as imaginative as you like. Keep in mind that you may arrange the numbers as you wish. You may also experiment with additional versions, such as throwing 2 markers and asking the participants to solve an equation for the result the 2 markers produce. And there you have it, folks. Fun and educational activities to keep your little ones entertained and engaged. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next adventure.